welcome back to my channel. I'm James. Today, I've got another big, exciting episode in my ongoing, very popular and highly requested video series, Top Upcoming 4K Ultra HD Blu Ray Movies and TV Series Releases, Big 4K Movie Announcements, Reveals, Collectors Film Chat, episode number 46. And let me tell you right now, this is the biggest episode I have filmed yet. There is more announcements in this than I have ever previously announced in one video. Last time I counted, there was over 40 announcements and reveals that I have in this video. Now, when I started, I had over 65 announcements that the studios just shared with me are coming out here over the next few months. I had to cut it down, obviously, because I can't fit 65 in one video without it being 2.5 hours long. So I fit as many as I could to let you know about the biggest ones first, and then I'm going to carry over everything that I can into next week's episode and all the new announcements I have at that time. But let me tell you, like I've been sharing lately, these videos keep getting bigger and bigger with more massive announcements, and this video is the biggest one I have done yet. There is so much exciting stuff that I'm personally thrilled for, and there's a lot of stuff the studio shared that they're working on that I'll be sharing in a future Studio Insider video as well. But as always, if you haven't checked out the previous videos in this video series, you'll want to check out those and go back and watch some of those to get caught up, because there is massive reveals and announcements of things coming out, so you want to know about all the latest and greatest news of what's being released and what's going on in the industry. You want to make sure to watch the previous episodes in this video series. Now, I've been working very hard to provide additional reviews for all of you that all of you have been wanting to see more reviews from me. So I'm going to be including these 5 reviews in this video as well to make sure to cover more content. That way you know my reviews and review scores about a lot more titles before the release date. So I've been including a lot more of these reviews in this ongoing video series to provide a lot more additional content so you get all the latest and greatest. So that way this is your one-stop shop for everything physical media, news, and reviews. Now, it's always extremely important, if you're gonna buy or add any of these to your collection, always go down and use those direct Amazon sale links I've pinned as a comment in the comment section right below this video. Those links down there never cost you, the viewer, a penny extra to click on them, and they're on sale for the same prices everywhere through those links. But you see, those links down there are the only way I can continue to create all this content you enjoy watching here on this channel, because I'm not sponsored and I'm not paid by any of these studios. So the only way I can always continue to create all these videos you enjoy watching is always through your direct support by using those direct Amazon sale links down there below. So if you've enjoyed these videos and these videos have helped you out over the years, always make sure to click and buy through those direct Amazon sale links I posted right down there below. Now, getting right into this, starting off on August 27th, a massive release in Drive. The 2011 film is being released with a new 4K transfer, Dolby Vision HDR10 master, and Dolby Atmos audio mix, all done by Sony. And this release was approved by the original director himself, and it's coming in a limited edition SteelBook only. Now, previously I reviewed here on the channel the second Sight release that came out on 4K many years ago. A lot of questions have come up about what are the differences. Well, Sony always does additional work when it's their release coming directly from their company. So my understanding is it will have a much higher bitrate, it will have some image fixes, image improvements, it will most likely have better color tones, better color grading, and all of the work that Sony does on their own when they're putting their name behind it as their own release. Now, for this limited edition set though, it has been blinking in and out of stock. And it comes back in stock for a little bit and then it goes back out. So if when you check through those links I posted down below, it's out of stock, come back and check, it might be back in stock again. It is going to be one of those though that does sell out. Sony said it's limited edition SteelBook only. They don't have any plans to release it as a standard 4K case at all later on. Now, continuing August 27th, we have a massive release in the Mexico Trilogy limited edition box set and Desperado from 1995 limited edition SteelBook release. Now, both of these are limited edition sets. The difference is the Desperado one is a limited edition SteelBook with just the 4K release of Desperado in it. And for the Desperado release, they did a brand new 4K restoration of the original camera negative. It is a native 4K, and it does have Dolby Vision and HDR10 master. That was done by Sony and Arrow Video. Now, along with that, it'll have a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 audio mix. Though I will share with you, these are harder to find right now. I'll put those direct links down there below, but they haven't been in stock for quite a while because they actually sold out originally. There's been a little bit trickling back in, so you'll want to check and see if they're still available, if you can get one. But these are one of those limited edition sets that a lot of you were really excited about. I personally ordered the limited edition Steelbook of Desperado. The only difference is you're getting El Mariachi in this Blu-ray set, so you get 2 Blu-rays in the box set, versus the limited edition Steelbook is just Desperado by itself. But the limited edition box set is easier to find. So if you missed out on the limited edition Steelbook of Desperado, I would definitely order the Trilogy box set, so that way you at least secure yourself a copy of the Desperado one, because that is the 4K disc in that limited edition box set. But this is one of those I'm very excited for. It's one of those slick 90s action movies that I really always had a blast watching, and I'm excited to see what the upgrade for Desperado is. Now, staying with the same day and date, we're getting Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Now, if you follow me here on my channel, I just did an advance review here a few days ago, diving into and testing this out a full week and a half before the release date. You'll want to check out my full in-depth review and analysis to find out the exact quality of this, and if this is something worth buying and adding to your collection. And there is coming out in a limited edition Steelbook and a standard case. Now, this is the standard case. It does have embossing on the slipcover. Now, I am excited for the limited edition Steelbook. I do have that one coming as well. That one didn't show up in time for me to include it in the review video. And I do really like the limited edition Steelbooks. That's what I love collecting. I'll put the links for both down there below, but let me know, are you excited for this release? Have you checked out my review video yet? Make sure to start the conversation in the comment section below. That way it lets me and the studios know what all of these massive announcements in this video that you're excited for, and what of these you're ordering. So make sure to start that conversation down there below. We're getting Sudden Death. Now, I also did this in that advanced review video with Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I did get this in a full 3 weeks early for review from Kino Lorber. I dived into and tested it for all of you. It's a fun Van Damme action film from 1995. And I'm thrilled it finally got released on 4K because I'm a massive Van Damme fan. And let me tell you, you'll want to check out my full in-depth review video. This is one of those very exciting 4K releases. Now, staying with August 27th, we're also getting The Woman and the Offspring, the 2009 to 2011 gut-wrenching horror films. And these are really one of those like over-the-top extreme horror films. Now, they're being released in a limited edition set. It has both films on 4K, and they both got 4K restorations in their native 4K releases with both Dolby Vision and HDR10 masters and English DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 audio mixes. Now, keep in mind, this is limited edition set only. There wasn't a standard set announced at the same time. This is all that they've actually announced, is the limited edition set for both of the films in this. Now, I will warn you though, these are extremely violent, extremely gory. It is one of those very intense horror film series. And they're not really my cup of tea. I have a limit for type of horror that I enjoy, and I'll kind of put up with certain things. These are not my type of films, but I know there's a lot of you out there excited for them, so I made sure to include them. Now, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to go down and give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. That way you're notified right away whenever I release any of these big announcement videos or reveals. You never want to miss out on any of this exclusive content. So make sure to go down there, give this video a like and a thumbs up for me. Hit that subscribe button and the bell notification. Now, staying with August 27th, we're getting Watchmen Chapter 1, the new reinterpretation of the Watchmen graphic novel series, done obviously in a movie format. Now, this is being released as an animated film with a native 4K transfer and HDR10 master, along with DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 audio mix. Now, I will say the animation style for this I really love. And if you can see it in the cover artwork there, it is a very unique style of animation that I'm hoping carries over into Warner Brothers doing more with DC films like Superman and Batman with this style of animation, because this style of animation is very beautiful. So I'm very excited to check this one out and see how the quality of this one is because it's a new direction for this style of animation. And my understanding is it's one of the first DC and basically animated films that's being released as a native 4K. So I'm I'm very curious to see how this will turn out for a modern animated film. Now, staying with the same date, we're getting Poltergeist II: The Other Side. This is the 1986 supernatural sci-fi horror thriller. Now, I did dive into and test this out and review this for all of you, and I am happy to report it did get a brand new 4K restoration of the original camera negative. It does have a Dolby Vision and HDR10 master, along with a brand new English Dolby Atmos audio mix. Now, talking about the Dolby Atmos does have good dynamic range. It does have some unique uses of the height channels, but it's more or less, to me, an enjoyable and very good 5.1 audio mix. It's not one of those that I can say really makes you feel completely immersed in it, but with that being said, I applaud Scream Factory for providing a Dolby Atmos audio mix. I want to see more studios doing that, even if they're just very good 5.1s with some use of the height channels. I like that. I like the fact that Scream Factory is going the extra mile to provide Dolby Atmos in films like this. So I applaud them for that, and I want to see more of these. And I would rather that Dolby Atmos be the way it is than to just have a 5.1 audio mix. So I did enjoy it for that reason, audio mix wise. Now for the 4K image, it does have a nice, stable, natural layer of film grain on it. You will notice it throughout the entire runtime of the film. Depth and detail is very pronounced on this. You can notice things in it that I never saw in the previous Blu-ray releases. It is one of those 4K transfers that you sit there and that restoration is very evident. Gone are all the little blots and hairs and splotches on the previous Blu-ray release. I couldn't pick up any of them on this new 4K transfer, and it is one of those very beautiful 4K transfers. Now, I did dive into and test out the rough average bitrate for all of you. Very happy to report this has a shockingly high, extremely healthy and strong 95 megabits per second. Bravo, Shout Studio and Scream Factory. Phenomenal job on the rough average bitrate. The image on this is something to behold. You will really enjoy it. Now, getting to my review score. For Poltergeist 2 in this upcoming 4K release, this gets a stellar 9.4. It's a must buy. You need to buy it, add it to your collection, and enjoy it in the best quality that I have ever seen this film look. You will sit there amazed with how gorgeous of an image it is. Just like those scenes when they're sitting in the basically garden with the grandma and the whole family's eating lunch and you see all the flowers. Wow, is it strikingly beautiful over the previous Blu-ray transfer. It is a strikingly noticeable night and day improvement. Wonderful job. This is a must-buy release. I put that direct link down there below. Now, let me know in the comment section below if you've been enjoying all of these additional reviews I've been providing in this video series. I've been working very hard to provide more content in this video series so that way you get additional reviews that I don't have the time to cover normally. So let me know in the comment section below if you've been having a fun time that I've been covering and reviewing a lot more titles recently. Now, continuing August 27th, we're getting The Watchers, the thriller, mystery, horror, all mixed together in a really good package. Very enjoyable. This film came out in 2024 and it's being released as a native 4K with HDR10 and Dolby Atmos audio mix. If you like M. Night Shyamalan's movies, this is very similar to a lot of it. It's got twists and little like things that kind of like catch you off guard, and it's a fun time. It's not a perfect film, so it doesn't have perfect pacing throughout it, and there was a couple of plot holes, but they're not something that if you're sitting back just having a fun time, there's a lot to really enjoy out of this film, and it is one of those that I did enjoy watching, so I'm excited it's coming out on 4K. Now, staying with August 27th, we're getting High Crime, the 1973 crime gangster drama film. Now, this is being released with a brand new 4K restoration of the uncensored 35mm camera negative, along with Dolby Vision and HDR10 master and DTS HD Master Audio 1.0 audio mix. Now, this is being released in a limited edition set only. It'll have a bunch of things. You have your Blu-rays, your 4K, CD, things like that in a limited edition packaging. And these are some of those sets that go out of print and become extremely expensive later on because they only print a very limited number of these before they go out of print. And that's how these smaller boutique labels do it. They print smaller numbers to kind of contain their costs. But this is another one of those limited edition only releases. Now, same day and date we're getting Last Year at Marienbad, the 1961 film. Now, I did dive into and test this out and review this for all of you. It did get a brand new 4K restoration. It is a native 4K, and it does have a DTS HD Master Audio 2.0 audio mix. Now, as far as the film itself goes, it's always had a very rough history because it was not stored well or taken care of well. So it has massive amounts of damage on it. Well, for this new restoration, they did repair a lot of it, but there still is quite a few issues present. For example, for the 4K image, it is drastically inconsistent. It has massive fluctuations in the film grain, really strong, and in my case, nauseating flickering. That's where the film grain mixed with digital noise causes flashing and white flickering, clumping, and blocking throughout the entire runtime. It's not one of those 4K releases that you'll sit there and say really at all through it that it's really pretty, because it's really rough overall as far as the image goes. Now, as far as the audio goes, the audio is rough as well. It has times it gets really quiet, slightly louder, it never gets really loud ever. It has lots of clicks and hisses and little errors in the audio where it's harder to hear things, and the audio goes out a little bit and you have a really hard time, and then it gets a little bit louder, and it's just not a great audio mix either due to all the damage. My understanding is there's just a lot of limitations for this. But the image, because of my nerve damage and ongoing trigeminal neuralgia on the pain I live in, that real bad flickering and flashing did make me nauseated, and it was hard. I actually had to look away numerous times because it gets so bad in a lot of screens where the whole screen just looks like it's like flashing at you and constantly shaking and flickering, and it's bad that I just didn't enjoy the 4K experience or the 4K transfer. Now, I did dive into and test out the rough average bitrate for all of you. Another thing was it had an inconsistent rough average bitrate. It did come out to a high of 88 megabits per second, but it's drastically inconsistent. It'll get really high into the hundreds, and it'll get really low into the 30s and 40s and kind of back and forth. But the rough average was right around that 88 megabits per second. Now, getting to my review score. I really enjoy this film, and I think it's a very good classic film. You just have to understand that going into it, that because of all the rough history for it, it's just never going to look amazing. But because my review scores are based on the overall quality of it, I'm always going to be upfront and honest with all of you, even though something's sent for review. My review score for Last Year at Marienbad on 4K is a 5.4. It's just one of those that I can't recommend and say it's an amazing 4K release, because it's simply not. Now, staying with August 27th, we're getting Real Life from 1979 and Mother from 1996. Now, both these films are Albert Brooks films. They both got brand new digital 4K restorations and HDR10 color grading and masters approved by the original director Albert Brooks himself. And they're both coming with DTS HD Master Audio 2.0 lossless mixes. They are coming from the Criterion collection, and they are very enjoyable and funny comedies. For example, Real Life is basically like the story of like Ed or The Truman Show, but as if Truman knew what was going on. And basically they're filming and have a film crew following around this family in everyday life. And it's the funny things of what happens when a camera's in your face all day. And it's basically about reality TV before reality TV was really a thing. And I'll tell you, it's really enjoyable film. It's funny, and I'm glad it's coming out on 4K. Mother is another one. If you know about Albert Brooks comedies, they're really funny comedies, and it basically takes a place with how things in real life. Basically, he plays a character that his mother, and he's getting divorced, and basically all the things that go wrong. The mother thinks he's done things wrong in his life, and it plays off of that comedy. So both of these are big comedy films coming out on 4K. Now, continuing August 27th, as I shared at the beginning, this is one of the biggest videos and the biggest days for physical media I've seen yet. We're getting Double Jeopardy from 1999. Now, I previously reviewed this in the limited edition Paramount Presents 4K release. Now, this is being released as a standard 4K set without any of the limited edition contents. So if you want to know just about the image and sound quality, you'll want to check out my full in-depth review. It's available right now on this channel. It is a great Tommy Lee Jones, Ashley Judd, kind of one of those mystery thriller movies. It is a blast. I love watching it. My wife and I love this film. So I highly recommend the film if you have not checked it out yet. You want to check out my full review though as well, but this is getting released standard 4K only without any of that limited edition stuff. Limited edition one I really enjoyed though. Now we're also getting Alphaville from 1965. This is a classic sci-fi mystery film. Now, this was sent to me 2 weeks early for review, and I did dive into and test it for all of you. This got a brand new 4K scan of the original camera negative. It does have a Dolby Vision and HDR10 master, and let me tell you, it has some very good depth and detail in the image for the time period of when this was released. I was very impressed. It has a great implementation with lights to darks without any issues with Black Crush. Now, the original film itself did have areas where it looks like Black Crush. That was intentional. It was intentionally filmed darker looking to give it a more noir kind of futuristic look. That's intentional. That's not Black Crush present on this. If you've ever seen it originally on any other home video release, that's always been present because that's the intentional way it's supposed to look. Let me tell you though, the lights to dark on this really come through great with that Dolby Vision and HDR10 implementation. Now, it does also have the nice natural layer of film grain with some slight inconsistencies and some very brief digital noise, but nothing too bad at all. It's very enjoyable, and I was surprised at how massive of an upgrade this was over the previous Blu-ray release, that I enjoyed it immensely. Now, this also does have a DTS HD Master Audio 2.0 audio mix. It has been cleaned up quite a bit over the previous home video releases. There's a lot less hisses and clicks, and those are basically still present slightly in the audio mix, but they're not nearly as bad as they were on any of the previous releases I've watched this on. So it was nice they cleaned up a lot of that better. So it does sound a lot clearer and quite a bit cleaner than it ever did before. Now, I did dive into and test out the rough average bitrate for all of you. Very happy to report this has an extremely high, healthy and strong 94 megabits per second, and it is one of those very impressive and extremely high rough average bit rates, and helps the 4K image, even though there's some slight issues, like I said, with the digital noise and inconsistencies. Overall, I really did enjoy it, and it is a massive upgrade and improvement over the previous releases of this film. Now, getting to my review score for Alphaville in this upcoming 4K release, this gets a very good 8.9. It is one of those I recommend buying and adding to your collection and experiencing this. It's a very unique foreign film that's a classic sci-fi mystery mixed together. You sit back and it's got a lot of very unique elements and some even creepy things from the future that they kind of put in a film from the 60s that I never really thought you'd see in the 60s. So it's a very unique experience that I do suggest checking out. Now, continuing August 27th, we're getting Succession, the complete series on Blu-ray for the first time ever. This is the TV series that ran from 2018 to 2023 for a full 4 seasons and 2,620 minutes runtime. Now, they're putting it on 12 Blu-ray discs, so giving it a lot of discs in this complete Blu-ray set. This is one of those TV series that I know a lot of people wanted to see on Blu-ray because it was previously just released on DVD. Finally, you're going to be able to own it and watch it on Blu-ray. Now, same day and date, we're getting Pee-wee's Playhouse, the complete series. And this is a very unique reprint of the previously very expensive and out-of-print Blu-ray set. Now, the series ran from 1986 to 1990, and this Blu-ray set is just a different case. They're releasing the exact same complete series that was remastered, and they did a complete remaster of each and every episode of the original 16mm and 35mm camera negatives. And this contains all 5 seasons, 1,103 minutes runtime on 8 Blu-ray discs. The difference is on the previous out-of-print and very expensive Blu-ray set, it came in a different case with a harder case on the outside. This one is simply the harder Blu-ray case with the artwork in it without the outside shell that basically was an extra shell. Same exact discs, same remastered set, but at a fraction of the cost. Actually, it's a quarter of the cost of what that out-of-print set was going for. So this is the time to get this before this goes out of print again. If you missed out on it last time, now's the time to order it, because this is one of those, I guess, that it's only going to be printed for a limited time again, and then they're going to go out of print again. And I missed out on it the first time. It was so darn expensive when I was looking at it that I just decided not to buy it. I'm thrilled now that I'll be able to own it now at this cheap price compared to those ridiculous aftermarket prices. And that's really the point of this ongoing video series. That's why I provide this video series to all of you every single week, is because I want to make sure all of you have the chance to own all of these at the regular retail prices instead of paying those ridiculous third-party aftermarket prices on eBay. I hate them, and I'll be honest, lately I've been suckered into some of them. I'm trying to collect some SteelBooks I missed out on, And man, some of these people have really gotten me. They've really gotten me because I really want the SteelBook and they're one of the only sellers that got them and I can't find them anywhere else. And then I get raked over the coals and I spend a ridiculous price for a SteelBook, and then my wife's like, why did you spend that? You already have the movie. But for some reason I really love the SteelBook artwork, so I really wanted it, and man, it's a really sticky thing. So now's the time, I'm telling all of you so that way you don't get suckered like I have been. Now's the time to buy these limited edition sets so you don't have to pay those ridiculous prices later on. Now, we're also getting on the same day and date a massive remastered Blu-ray set, The Alaskans, from 1959 to 1960. And each episode in the set is created from brand new 4K scans of the original camera negatives for remastered 1080p HD masters in an 8-disc Blu-ray set from Warner Archive, along with a completely restored DTS HD Master Audio 2.0 audio mix. And this is one of those Roger Moore adventure TV series, and this is Roger Moore of the 007 fame, who played James Bond. This is one of those really fun TV series. It's a classic series, and let me tell you, I'm surprised this is coming out because they did a lot of work with those 4K scans of the original camera negatives. Now, for any of these you're interested in ordering, I put all of those direct links right down there below. Now, we're also getting Resident Alien Season 3. This is the sci-fi adventure series. It's a really good comedy mixed with sci-fi elements. I love this series. I've seen season 1 and 2 and own those on Blu-ray. If you want like a kind of, it's got mixtures of sci-fi, murder, mystery, and really good comedy all mixed together. This series is a blast. Now, it's also coming with a DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 audio mix. And this is one of those Blu-ray sets that looks very good, but the show itself, you need to start from season 1 before you watch season 3 because it is an ongoing series that builds upon itself. And let me tell you, once you get past season 1, season 2, and season 3 get really good. And it just has built so many characters that are really enjoyable and funny. And it's just a blast to watch every night. And that's why it's one of those, I'm very glad they're continuing to release it on Blu-ray. Now, on August 27th, we're also getting Star Trek Discovery, the final season, in a limited edition SteelBook and in a standard case, as well as Star Trek Discovery, the entire series on Blu-ray. Now, this is one of those Star Trek series that I've seen, and I've watched most of it except for the final season. And I'll be honest with you, I really didn't enjoy the series that much. Now, there's a lot of folks out there that love it, but for me, it didn't feel as Star Trek as a lot of the other ones. My favorite series is Star Trek Strange New Worlds of the modern TV series that they've been coming out with. I did a full review on that here on the channel if you want to know my thoughts on that. That feels more Star Trek episodic to me. I really feel like Star Trek Discovery had too many plot threads, that there were so many things that they were trying to do, and they didn't really finish a lot of the plot threads. They go off in a different direction, or, I mean, for example, if you've watched it, they just time travel to another whole thing to kind of like end a plot thread, so that way they're in a completely different time period, they can't ever go back, so it kind of just would end things. And I don't know, for me, it just was never one of those that I really enjoyed the writing. I really didn't enjoy the acting. And I'll be honest with you, I felt it was overly dramatic and emotional. And what I mean by that is it seems like almost every episode they've got to have tons of people crying all the time. And for me, that just wasn't Star Trek. It just didn't feel like Star Trek to me, and it's fine if you like it. As I always say, it's always perfectly fine if you enjoy something and I don't. That's the point of cinema, TV series, movies, is that we all get to enjoy whatever we want, and I'm never going to make you feel bad for something you enjoy. And I always ask for the same respect on my side because there's a lot of things I don't enjoy. This was one of them I really didn't enjoy. But it is coming out in a complete series box set, as well as limited edition SteelBook and standard case, and this is the end of the series, so you can either get it in one big set or if you want them individually. I'll list those all down below. Now, a series that I really do enjoy is Sonic Prime Season 2. This is the Netflix streaming exclusive series. Netflix just recently has started releasing more of their series on Blu-ray, and it tells me that they're having a hard time because they're losing money through their streaming service, so they're starting to release their exclusive content onto Blu-ray. Well, this is another series. I got season 1. It's a really good series, and now season 2 is coming out, so they're continuing to release these Netflix exclusive series onto these Blu-ray sets. This is one of those that's a very enjoyable, like comedic with action. So that way, if you haven't checked this out yet, they don't cost very much. Honestly, I think they're less than $15 a season when last time I looked, so it's pretty inexpensive for each season. So they're a fun thing. You buy it, you watch it, you have a fun time watching with your kids or watching by yourself even. Heck, I enjoy them. So let me know if you've seen this show yet and if you're excited now that Netflix is releasing more of their streaming exclusive content. Now, this is the part of the video series where I jump way out ahead to let you know about massive limited edition releases, massive studio announcements the studios just shared with me. All of this big information I've just gotten in from the studios I share in this part of the video series. And it's always to make sure that you're always aware of the latest and greatest news, what's going on in the physical media industry every single week. And that's why I provide all this massive information, announcements, and reveals. Now, jumping all the way out to October 1st, we have one that I'm personally very excited about. It's Blumhouse's Imaginary, the sci-fi, thriller, supernatural horror film. Now, this came out in 2024 and it's being released with a new native 4K transfer and Dolby Vision HDR10 Master, along with English Dolby Atmos in an Amazon exclusive 4K release that's a limited edition SteelBook only. There is no standard release of this 4K transfer being planned by Lionsgate. This is another one of those Amazon exclusive only releases. It's not being released at any other retailer anywhere worldwide, and it is limited edition only. Basically, it's a story about a bear that basically they come back years later and it's the child's basically grown up and it's their basically imaginary friend from when they're kids, but it's got some really unique twists. I thought it was a very good, basically thriller, mystery, horror experience. Not over the top at all. Really just an enjoyable experience. I liked it, and I love the neon colors for this limited edition SteelBook. It really brings to life that imaginary look like of a book, like hand-drawn book. Wow, it's got one of those slip covers over the limited edition SteelBook. I love the look of this. This is one of those instant pre-orders for me. This is limited edition SteelBook only, and I'll warn you right now, every single one of these Lionsgate 4K only releases that are in these limited edition SteelBook sets always sell out. So if you are waiting, do not, because these are all of those that I have massive collection of these limited edition SteelBook sets from Lionsgate that are all out of print. Lionsgate is known for this. They print these in a small quantity, make them an exclusive to a retailer. Once they're gone, they're gone. If you are interested in this in the slightest, I'm warning you right now, this is one of those that is guaranteed to sell out, and then it will go for massive money in the aftermarket. So do not wait. Make sure to order your copy below. Now, jumping out to October 8th, we have a big announcement from Universal. We're getting Friday Night Lights, the original 2004 Peter Berg film that is wonderful. I love the film about 100 times more than the TV series. TV series was fine and it was enjoyable, but the original film itself with Billy Bob Thornton in it, and there's so many actors in it. You got Tim McGraw and a bunch of other actors. And it was one of those films I went to see in cinemas 3 times. That's how much I enjoyed it. I remember the film really touching me, just the struggles of the high school students and what they were going through, basically growing into adulthood, and basically the football game, Friday Night Lights in Texas, being played off of basically an extreme version of growing up and the struggles of growing up. It's done beautifully. The end scene of it with the music still gets me every time I watch the film when they're walking out of the stadium and things. It's still such a beautiful film that I absolutely love as a sports drama. It's one of my favorite football sports dramas. Well, for its 20th anniversary, they're doing a brand new 4K restoration of the original camera negative. It is a native 4K and it does have HDR10 master and color grading. And Universal is doing a brand new Dolby Atmos audio mix for this. That right there got me excited because there's a lot of scenes in this that have done right with like the football scenes and the crowds. They can really make this an amazing immersive experience. I'm very excited to check this one out. Now it's coming in 2 different flavors. It's coming in a limited edition SteelBook and a standard 4K case. So if this is one of those you're interested in, the limited edition SteelBook will be sold out, but it is available in a standard case if you only want the standard case. So at least this time there's 2 different options. Limited edition SteelBook's the one for me. I really like the artwork on that. It does have on the back of it the original poster artwork, which is what I really like. I like that they have 2 different artworks on the SteelBook. So this is one of those I'm hugely excited for because I absolutely love, and let me tell you, I cannot recommend this film enough. If you have not seen it yet, it is a wonderful sports drama that will touch your heart, and no matter how old I get, I still enjoy watching this film because the acting, the writing, the music, and the story are just wonderful. Now, staying with the same day and date, we're getting Get Out and Us. This is a 2-movie double feature limited edition SteelBook collection only. Now these horror thriller films were released in 2017 and 2019. They are being released with 4K transfers and Dolby Vision HDR10 masters, along with Dolby Atmos audio mix and DTS:X audio mix. Now I've had a lot of questions asking if these are new. Well, the only thing I've gotten is the exact announcement, which has the information that's actually listed on the back of the case that I'm showing you in that picture. That case there explains that it has all these other specs that weren't released on the previous 4K releases. So it makes me believe that they are adding some things to some of these for their new releases. Otherwise, some of the specs they put on the case are an error, and that announcement they gave, it's an error too, because they listed out the exact same specs that are present on the back of the case. So that's about all I've gotten. I've tried to confirm it, but I haven't gotten any additional information. That's it. It's just the announcement with those specs listed. I can tell you though, this is a limited edition SteelBook only release. They were very specific in that in the announcement. Limited edition SteelBook only. Both films are being contained. I really like this SteelBook artwork. It is one of those that has a very unique, I like that they're including 2 films in it, and it looks like they possibly updated some of the specs for them to include some new things. So maybe we are getting some Dolby Vision that we never got before because it's listed on it. But keep in mind, limited edition SteelBook only. Now jumping out to November 5th, one of the titles that I am personally extremely thrilled for. And this is Mel Gibson's We Were Soldiers from 2002, the action war epic film that's a true story. It's being released for its battle anniversary, and it's getting a new 4K remaster of the original film elements. It is a native 4K with Dolby Vision and HDR10 master, along with Dolby Digital 5.1 audio mix. Now, I did try to confirm audio-wise if there's additional audio options on it. I have not heard back yet. As well as my thoughts are that it's going to include the additional DTS 6.1 mix. That is my understanding, is they would include that as well, but I have not been able to confirm that it's going to have that additional audio mix as well in it, because there was another audio mix on top of the Dolby Digital 5.1. But if I hear that, I will share that in a future announcement video as well once I get confirmation of any additional audio mixes. But that's the information I have right now, let alone the 4K remaster for the image. Considering the previous Blu-ray was very poor, let me tell you, it's one of those very early Blu-ray releases, and the transfer on it that's always been available from the beginning of when they released this film, they've never fixed it, has been horribly poor. It looks bad. This is one of those, just them doing the remaster for the image is a massive exciting announcement, because it was so horrible on the previous Blu-ray. They don't have to do much to make this look amazing compared to that previous Blu-ray, and I absolutely love this film. I couldn't tell you how excited I was. I ran out and was telling my wife, one of my favorite films is finally coming out on 4K when I found out over a week ago. I was so thrilled. So I wanted to make sure to share this with all of you. This is one of those, we gotta support this release. I want to see more of these action war films released. I'm a massive war film buff. If you want to check out my previous video on the top 10 heroic war films, this is one of those heroic war films that I absolutely love. But this wasn't released originally back on 4K when I made that video, but that video is about heroic war films specifically, not just about war itself. You want to check out that video series. It gives you some suggestions of some great war films on 4K. This is one of those though that, man, I'm excited for. Now, continuing November 5th, we're getting One Piece Film Red, the movie. Now, this animated film was originally released in 2002. Now, for this upcoming limited edition SteelBook only release, they did a new 4K transfer and Dolby Vision HDR10 master, along with Dolby Atmos audio mix. Now, in this limited edition SteelBook set, they're also including bonus discs that come with 3 bonus episodes included remastered on disc as well. Now, we'll also include a bunch of exclusive bonus features on another bonus disc in this set as well. This is one of those really cool limited edition SteelBook only releases. There is no plans, they said, to release it separately as a standard set. It's limited edition SteelBook only. This is one of those I'm personally excited for because I do like the One Piece universe, and I like the fact that we're going to be getting them on 4K finally, and I love limited edition SteelBooks. Now, same day and date, another massive announcement in The Wizard of Oz from 1939. This is being released in an Ultimate Collector's Limited Edition Theater box set. Wow, that's a mouthful. for its 85th anniversary. It's going to have exclusive artwork for the outside box, as well as exclusive artwork for the limited edition Steelbook. It's going to come with original tickets and postcards and art cards and posters and booklets, all included with the native 4K transfer, Dolby Vision and HDR10 Plus master, and DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 audio mix. My understanding is all of this is being included for its 85th anniversary as a one-time limited edition release. They were very specific. There will be no reprints of this Ultimate Theater Edition. Warner Brothers has been doing a lot of these recently. I actually just recently started collecting these. And let me tell you, on the aftermarket, which is what I was explaining earlier in this video that I've gotten suckered into, because I wanted to collect these box sets with the Steelbooks inside them, they are so ridiculously expensive on the aftermarket. Now is the time to buy it. If you are interested in this film at all, the limited edition Steelbooks and the boxing and the casing of this are gorgeous. Let alone if it's the same transfer in this set. The fact of it is getting that same transfer, which is beautiful to behold. It blows away the previous Blu-ray. I own it on 4K already. I don't care that they're including the original transfer because the box set alone, all of the goodies inside there in that limited edition Steelbook are just beautiful looking. I am so excited because this is one of those I can pre-order instead of paying that ridiculous $200, $300, $400 on the aftermarket is what these sets go for once they go out of print. So keep that in mind. It's a very limited print. These will be sold out before the release date. I'm warning you right now, I do not see this even making it to the release date. My guess is in the next month, these will be gone completely. You won't be able to pre-order it. You won't be able to buy it anywhere except the aftermarket. So if you're excited for this even a tiny bit, now's the time to pre-order it down below. I'm warning you so that way you know. That's why I do this, so that way you're always aware. Now, another big release that I was personally surprised we're getting is Godzilla from 1954. Now, this is getting a brand new 4K digital restoration. It is a native 4K and it'll have an LPCM mono mix. Now, this is being released by the Criterion Collection. The reason I'm surprised is because this is being taken out. They have a big box set that they're taking basically the first film and doing it on its own as a 4K release. What that leads me to believe is that they're not going to release a full box set on 4K because Criterion doesn't usually ever do a single release and then combine it into a box set. They're going to release, my understanding is each Godzilla film separately with a 4K restoration in these cases. So this is one of those though that I'm excited for because I do like the classic Godzilla films. The fact we're gonna start getting them on 4K, this is a massive announcement. And I really wanna see the support from all of you for this release so that we get all of the rest of the classic Godzilla films with 4K restorations. That way Criterion sees that we want these and they'll continue to work to release each of them individually. Now, jumping out to November 12th, we're getting Seven Samurai from 1954. Now, I did just a while back announce that this was coming out later this year in my Studio Insider video. Now, in that big reveal episode, number 42, I announced this was coming out later this year. There's actually two editions. There's one being released by Criterion Collection and one being released by BFI. Now, I don't have both, so I can't tell you image quality wise what the difference is, but I will tell you they are two completely different, basically restorations as far as they're taking some of the original work and then they both did their additional own work on their own, as well as there is differences in spec. But for Criterion's upcoming release in the US here, it is getting a brand new 4K digital restoration. It is a native 4K and it'll have a DTS HD Master Audio 2.0 mono mix. So in that original Studio Insider video, I told all of you I'd let you know once the pre-orders were available and once I had the official release date. Now you know, and I put that link down there below. Now, continuing November 12th, I'm personally very excited for this one. It's Gladiator from 2000, the Ridley Scott historical epic film that I adore. Well, it's being released in a one-time limited edition reprint of the previously out-of-print Best Buy exclusive, extremely expensive Steelbook set. This is a one-time reprint Paramount set, and they were very explicit about this. It is one time only. Once it goes out of print, it's gonna go back up on the aftermarket to those ridiculous prices. Here's a funny story. I recently almost bought this. I was looking at some that had it for sale for like 100, 130 bucks, and that was like the cheapest price I could find it on the aftermarket. And I really wanted the limited edition Steelbook, but I just couldn't stomach spending that much. So I waited. I'm thrilled I waited because now I don't have to pay that price and you don't either. So make sure to order your copy right now because this is another one of those that is guaranteed to sell out because those people in the aftermarket that buy these up to resell them, they're going to be buying these in droves to raise their prices back up on eBay because they want to be able to keep selling them for like 130, 200 bucks. So make sure to go down and order your copy right now. Do not wait on this one. I do not see this one even making it to the release date either because of how expensive they were on the aftermarket. They're going to be buying these in droves. So now's the time to buy it. I pre-ordered mine because I don't want to miss out on this. Even if it is sent for review, I don't want to miss out on this. So I made sure to order one for myself because man, this limited edition SteelBook is beautiful. Now, this does include the great native 4K transfer that was previously released. It has Dolby Vision and HDR10 Master, and the incredibly immersive and outstanding DTS:X audio mix. It's coming with that included in this set. I am thrilled for that SteelBook though. Man, I never noticed it before, but in that SteelBook, if you look at his shield, you can see the tiger on the shield, the reflection of it. That's a cool touch that I never noticed before. I actually just noticed it when I was working on the artwork for this video, but man, I'm excited for this one. Now we're also getting another one-time limited edition reprint of a previous Best Buy out-of-print SteelBook in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles from 1987. And this is the classic John Hughes film. I really enjoy the film itself. Now I have not watched the 4K transfer yet. I actually didn't buy this yet. There was originally controversy about how it looked, and then later on it came out that basically they said originally with how it was filmed, because of it actually being filmed with a camera lens and soft filter, to give it a soft look for the whole film, that basically when it was put onto 4K, that caused some issues because they're going back to the original elements, which are very soft, and basically the other Blu-ray had some DNR sharpening applied to it that caused issues with it. So it's kind of a mixed story and convoluted. I hear a lot of folks saying, oh, it's horrible, atrocious, but my understanding from the studio is actually the original film element was softer. It's that the original Blu-ray had a lot of basically sharpening applied to basically compensate for how soft the filters and lenses were originally. So I haven't seen the 4K transfer myself though, and I'll be honest as always with all of you, I haven't watched it yet. I did pre-order this limited edition SteelBook because I do want to check it out for myself. I didn't get the limited edition SteelBook originally, so I am glad they're reprinting this so that way I can own the limited edition SteelBook. But it is one of those that I'm curious, like, how does it live up to, because I haven't checked it out yet. Is it what the studio says, that it's just a softer because of camera lenses and filters? I'll have to see that when I'm watching it, because you can kind of tell a lot of the times when you're watching it, especially for somebody like me that does this professionally for the last over 9 years now. Man, I can tell the difference between the different technologies they use to determine how does it actually look. Well, I'll be curious to check this one out. Now, the specs on it were native 4K, it does have Dolby Vision and HDR10 Master, along with DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 audio mix. So I'll have to see how this one turns out when it is released because I don't own the film yet. Now, we're also getting Scarface from 1932, and this is the Howard Hawks classic gangster crime drama film. Now, this is getting a brand new 4K digital restoration and restored LPCM mono mix. Now, this is one of those classic films that I really love, this gangster film. I'm thrilled it's announced it is coming out from the Criterion collection. This is one of those classic Howard Hawks films that I'm glad we're finally gonna get on 4K, because the previous Blu-ray releases are very rough. So I'm hoping this new digital restoration really cleans up the image, because it's been really neglected over the years and it's always had a very rough history on home video. Now, jumping ahead to November 19th, we're getting Funny Girl, the 1968 film with a brand new 4K digital restoration. It is being released as a native 4K with Dolby Vision and HDR10 Master, along with DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 audio mix. This is one of those films though that I've never seen, and that's pretty rare. I've seen a lot of films over my lifetime, but this is one of those I haven't seen. So I am excited to check this one out, because it's one of those classic films that I do really look forward to checking out, because I've heard a lot of good things about it. Let me know in the comment section below though, have you seen this film? Did you love it? What's your thoughts on it? Is it one of your favorites, or is it one of those that's kind of middling, just an okay film? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, moving ahead to November 26th, we're getting The Shape of Water, the 2017 Guillermo del Toro film, but this is with a brand new 4K transfer. And the studio explained Guillermo del Toro supervised and approved this new native 4K transfer himself. And it's going to have a new HDR10 master along with DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 audio mix. Now here's what the difference is. This was previously released on 4K, but it previously was a 2K transfer. This is actually a native 4K, new native 4K transfer that Guillermo del Toro is working on himself with the Criterion collection. This is a very surprising announcement because the previous 4K release from 20th Century was good looking, but they're diving back into 20th Century's vault. Basically, Disney is allowing more people into their vault, as evident by this release and numerous others that I announced in this video. This is one of those that now they're going back and doing a new native 4K transfer. I'm very excited that they're doing this. Now, continuing November 26th, we're also getting Paper Moon from 1973. This is one of those rare films I have not seen yet either. There's a few of those in this video that honestly I've never seen, but I'm excited to check out. Now, this is getting a new 4K digital restoration of the original camera negative. It is being released as a native 4K with Dolby Vision and HDR10 master, along with LPCM restored mono mix. Now, jumping even farther out to December 10th, we have a massive Netflix, another Netflix movie that was streaming service exclusive only, that is finally being released on 4K. And that's The Block Island Sound. This is a sci-fi thriller mystery with some slight horror elements, all mixed together in one of those kind of like M. Night Shyamalan feeling movies. It's very good, but it was previously Netflix exclusive only. Well, as I've explained in this video, along with those TV series I announced in this video, Netflix is allowing more of their streaming exclusive content to be released onto 4K and Blu Ray. Now, this originally came out on Netflix in 2020. It's going to be released with a new 4K transfer and HDR10 master. This is one of those that I'm hugely excited for because it shows that Netflix, because they're bleeding so much money and streaming services are failing. And I explained a lot of studio inside information about what's going on behind the scenes with all of the 4K studios in my 100,000 subscriber celebration video and news and update video. If you have not checked out that video yet, I shared a ton of information about what's going on behind the scenes, how the studios are doing money-wise, what increases they've seen, what the losses are in streaming services. I share a bunch of data in that video. If you have not checked it out yet, you're gonna wanna go watch that video, but I explained that streaming services are hemorrhaging money. They expected to make more money than what they did, and now they're finding out that physical media, it's actually increasing in sales. And I shared all the figures and data in that video. You'll want to check that out. And this is an exciting time because physical media is in a massive resurgence, and Netflix, along with all the other streaming services, are starting to release all of their streaming service exclusive content. Now, it's always extremely important to make sure if you're going to pre-order or buy any of these to go down and use those direct Amazon sale links that I've pinned as a comment in the comment section right below this video. Those links down there never ever cost you a penny extra. They're on sale for the same prices everywhere through those links down there, but those links are extremely important to the creation of these videos. The only way I could always spend all this time gathering data, getting all this information from the studios, writing the scripts, the special effects, all the cover artwork, all the time and all the energy that I put into these videos, it's always through all of you, my viewers and subscribers' support by using those direct Amazon sale links down there below and joining my Collectors VIP Club. Collectors VIP Club only costs you a couple of bucks every month, but it goes back into the creation of these videos and me being able to continue to do this every single week with all of you here on my channel. I want to make sure to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for all of your love and support over the years. I'm blown away. It's such a wonderful time seeing all the excitement from new physical media collectors and obviously old physical media collectors like myself that have been doing this for years. I love to see the excitement from all of you, that you're all excited for what's going on in the industry. We're at a really peak time. It's great to see what's going on. It's only getting better from here on out. Let me tell you, every one of these videos is getting bigger and bigger, and I love to see it. Make sure to start the conversation in the comment section below. That way the studios see what from this massive announcement video that you're excited about. It's always important on every one of these announcement videos. Share your excitement down below in the comment section so that way the studios and I can see what you're excited about. As always, I truly hope all of you have a blessed day, and I've always got something new, early, exclusive, and exciting coming out very soon.